In the era of digital economy, personal information protection has become a global concern. In 2021, China implemented the Personal Information Protection Law to regulate enterprise data collection and protect users' rights. Our group studied Didi choosing a platform serving over 30 million users daily. In 2021, Didi was funded 8 billion yuan and removed from app stores for illegally collecting user data, showing a key contradiction between legal enforcement and corporate practice. The development of mobile internet. Platform-based enterprises have mastered the vast majority of user data. Data abuse, excessive rights, and lack of transparency are becoming increasingly prominent. We can systematically understand users' attitudes towards data collection, their acceptance of platform behavior, and their expectations and confusion about legal protection. This will provide empirical support for further promoting platform compliance and public policy education. Research objectives. This study is based on the institutional framework of the Personal Information Protection Law, focusing on the Didi choosing personal privacy leakage incidents, exploring the application effects and challenges of the law in real-life scenarios, and analyzing the compliance risks in Didi's processing of user data, such as insufficient user consent and insufficient data security. At the same time, the law enforcement performance of relevant regulatory agencies in this incident is evaluated, and the loopholes and difficulties in the current law enforcement are pointed out. Finally, the study will propose targeted countermeasures and suggestions based on the case. PIPL is China's first comprehensive law regulating how organizations collect, store, and use personal data. Passed on August 20, 2021, effective from November 1, 2021. Applies to both domestic and foreign business that handle data of individuals in China. Personal or household use, national security, and public interest uses may be exempt. Option inform the consent, conduct risks assessments, ensure data security, report data breaches, assign data protection officer if needed. Publish privacy policies, request cookie consents, and enable user control over data. Stronger protection for sensitive data, transparency in algorithm decisions, local storage of critical data. Right to access, correct, delete, withdraw consent, and request data portability. Regulated by the Cyberspace Administration of China, fines up to 50 million yuan or 5% of annual revenue. We used a collective approach, focusing on people's thoughts and feelings rather than numbers or statistics. The study conducted 3 focus group interviews, each with 10 participants, all conducted online for about an hour each. A list of open-ended questions was prepared before the interviews to guide the discussion. We recorded all speeches and categorized similar views for analysis. The sampling method was purposive sampling, selecting participants who had used the software to understand their experience and their views on the application, collecting personal information. Participants came from different cities, occupations, ages, and genders to ensure diverse views, avoid single information, and enhance the comprehensiveness of the discussion. It is found that although the implementation of the Personal Information Protection Law has permitted companies to improve their user data collection behavior, there are still obvious deficiencies. Most respondents are not familiar with the process or rights protection and think that rights protection is troublesome. The study also shows that although the law has achieved certain results after its introduction, the public's trust in digital platforms is still low. These findings shows that the Personal Information Protection Law needs to be further improved. Strengthen the data management of personal privacy information collected by companies, automate the compliance process, establish an efficient rights protection mechanism, and strengthen legal education and public education. This study on the Personal Information Protection Law shows that the promulgation of the law has achieved certain results, but it still faces problems such as insufficient public awareness and inconvenient rights protection. The study uses the Didi incident as a typical case and finds that there is still a gap between the implementation of the law and corporate compliance and public trust. From this study, it can be concluded that enterprises, regulators, and the public should develop and progress together to promote the continuous optimization of the personal information protection system.